Hello, Group 1. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. You chose one of the most revered figures in East Asian spirituality, the goddess of compassion and mercy, known for hearing and responding to the cries of those in suffering. She represents love and compassion that transcend all boundaries. And what I'm getting for you, Group 1, now that the whole humanity is going through the same shift, 1 year ending and a new one beginning, is the message: there is glory for you on the other side of pain and fear. Some of you have felt yourself standing on the threshold of new vibrating energy. You will soon cross that threshold. Some of you are taking the step that will get you to the threshold, and the energies of anticipation that you will experience there will give you new motivation, but also appreciation of your story. You got the World card reversed, 10 of Wands upright, and King of Cups upright. Okay. So what I'm getting for you with these cards, Group 1, is that there is definitely a milestone that is connected to this glory after fear and pain that is just within the reach of you. Like I was getting that there is something very strong coming through for you about a threshold that you're standing at, also with the 10 of Wands. Speaking of how close you are to reaching this milestone, but there is an advice coming through for you, because it seems that this whole group, you're soon to come to the threshold, or you are just at the threshold. But the message for all of this group, no matter where you are in your evolution of reaching this milestone, it can also actually be a celebration in this too. But you still have a little more to go, a little more time to spend where you are right now. And the message here for you is, if you can transcend the experience of not really being where you wish to be. And of course you wish to be where you wish to be. You know, those energies are amazing and encouraging, and you're not being told not to wish for those energies or for this milestone to happen. But because Tarot is coming through to tell you that there is still some time to spend where you are at right now, see if you can transcend the experience of, oh my God, this will soon end. So it doesn't mean that the message for you is to, oh, you know what, you should love where you are no matter where it is, and you should transcend the not liking into just loving the situation. No. Let's just see if you can transcend the experience by looking at it as something that will end, something that is coming to its end, because there is a great aspect of healing available for you exactly where you are at. The healing will come from you being in control, okay, you being the king in your castle. Even if some circumstances are the way they are, you can still be the king over them, you know, the one in charge, the one that is ruling your kingdom. And you stepping into that position, both in your mindset, but also quite practical also, it will have such a huge healing impact on where you are, but also the way that you will meet this milestone that is coming for you. And as I said, there's something like celebratory energies that will like come and meet you halfway when you reach this milestone. Let's see what astrological influences are available in this reading. So we got Jupiter, Scorpio, and Taurus. Okay. So there is like some sort of duality where you want your inside world to meet your outside world. And also, actually, for some of you, this is speaking about a need and a wish to reach a higher level of living. That could mean having what it is that you need to have in your physical reality, but also a little bit more than what it is that you need. Maybe you have a need to feel secure by having a savings account that will help you mirror back that security for you. That is just an example to give you just the energies that are present here. So that is the general message that is coming through with these three energies. But Taurus, Scorpio, and Jupiter could be very significant for you. Jupiter could be your first house, but Jupiter could also, of course, be in your Scorpio or your Taurus. It could be Scorpio and Taurus could be one of your big threes, but I'm getting something about the first house also. It's like with this milestone, reaching it, celebrating it, it will be like this new beginning that will propel you towards a new shift or a new phase in your life. That new phase will carry the energies of everything you need and a little bit more. No matter what area in life we're talking about, you know for yourself what this milestone is that you wish to reach. But the underlying energies is definitely everything you need and a little bit more. You got Lion, Shining, Mastery, Strength. Okay, so this is definitely the 10 of Wands coming through to tell you to really dig into the energies of things ending. That the thing that you want to leave behind, that is on the other side of the threshold, and you want to get to the other side of it. Look into it and lean into the energies that it still has to offer you of learning what it is that you don't want, understanding what it means to end something in a real way, in a true way. Like, even if it is ending it, because it can be ending it and then revisiting it, but it can also be ending it to never wanting to see it again. Lean into that. See what it is that you can learn from that experience of like staying fully aware in something that will no longer be part of your life. Like, what is that experience for you? What does it mean for you. One thing that is coming through is you being able to experience what it means to master your own life, master the phases that you go through, and knowing what it means to be the king, the boss of endings. Like, how do I do that in a way that it no longer sticks with me, or that it no longer is a part of my reality? You also got the tree, wisdom, good roots, connection. You know, there is something going on for you about like self-ownership that is like, it is very much a part of exactly where you are at right now, no matter what your feelings are towards your situation or your circumstances right now. There is nutrients in it. You will, for the rest of your life, actually benefit from the hardships you're in right now, okay? It doesn't mean that it will stay, but what will stay with you, it is the nutrients. So even if you will come to a full closure of just deciding to never revisit this situation again, that it's full closure, it will forever benefit you. You will, for the rest of your life, be able to nourish yourself from the nutrients that you got from this phase. And more specifically, what is crucial for you in your message, it is the aspect of your self-ownership, of you being the king, the boss over your situation. The way to go about it, it is to fully understand, like immerse yourself in what is going on right now, even if it can be uncomfortable or painful. Get to know your situation. That is a crucial part of you actually leaving it behind and crossing the threshold. Card number 35, unguarded trust, the unexpected. We got tree, lion, bear. There is like massive, strong, but very grounded energy, but it's still the energy of mastering something, of being in charge of the situation you're in. Because you see her being vulnerable, being undressed, but she's actually riding the bear. Also with 35 becoming an 8, it is talking about the physical manifestation of the things that you need in life. Mastering, maybe even like feeling threatened or experience not having what it is that you need. And mastering that experience. Leaning into it to understand it fully. Understand what it is that you don't want and why you don't want it. It doesn't mean you mastering it so that it stays or so that you learn how to love not having what it is that you want. No, that's not the message. It is about self-mastery through self-knowing. Go deep with this. And you got the lizard. There is a need for adaptation, flexibility, and combining that with true understanding, true sight, true knowing of your situation. So if you are leaning towards like positivity that doesn't feel authentic, then go towards true sight of your situation. And that can be to truly understand how something is just icky for you and why it is that, and why you should honor that and help yourself to master your situation so that that never comes back. It is that type of mastery that is the nutrients available for you that you will go back to and get from for the rest of your life. So through being where you are, but start to shake things up a little bit, that is the adaptability, the flexibility to be where you are, but also not buying the illusion of it, but instead using reality to understand why you don't want what is going on right now. That is how you will cross the threshold. That is how you will reach your milestone, to truly be present in your situation and to be authentic about your experience. To not force any like good ideas or a good behavior or whatever it is, on you, but actually choose authenticity to understand your situation. And through doing that, that is also, I'm just getting that you will truly understand what is not for you. Like, I don't want this. That is actually quite a powerful statement that is filled with truth and authenticity that will put you in a powerful position of moving forward from it, but always getting the nutrients of you being in charge, like growing in your own authority over your life. And that is also, I think, why Kuan Yin is the master that you chose, because she's full of compassion, right? And when you tap into your authenticity, you also tap into the compassion you have towards yourself. And when you stand in that compassion, you also stand in your power, in your own authority, to understand why there are certain things that you truly don't want to have and to not experience again, even if there is like some type of revisitation. The revisitation is not living in it again. It is still you being in charge of when to come and when to leave, right? That is something very, very potent for you right now, exactly where you are at before anything changes for you. Tap into that potency of evolution for you in your character, in your soul, also in your experience of life. We got the magician, you being the one that creates your life, right? And also you having everything you need and more to create your life. That was the astrological influences, the general message of it, that you will have everything you need and more. That is like the foundation, a big need that you have to be able to feel that you are in charge, that you can keep going, that you know what to do, that you can keep expanding, that you need this sense of security that I have everything I need and more. So now let's take some risks, because I'm not threatened by taking some risks or being in a space that I'm not used to, or I'm not a pro in this, but because I'm safe, you know, I can dig into this. I can learn more about this. And by doing that, I will get even more of what I need. Underneath the deck, we have the Six of Cups. You know, it is a pattern of having life show up in a way where it's like triggering you or showing you illusions of yourself, not for you to buy into them, but for you to question them. That when life shows up and like, oh, you don't have everything you need, you're like, oh, I don't like this. What is this? I don't have everything I need. I want to have everything I need. What is this? Oh my God, this is bullshit. Like, that is why life has shown up in ways that you don't like. It is actually to show you and teach you what is not for you. It is not to wear you down or try to convince you that, you know what, this BS is for you. No, no. It is for you to question it and to break this pattern. We have the Nine of Pentacles, of individuality and self-mastery and standing very strong in your core, in your new belief system that you have everything you need, you have more than that. From this position is where you can start working towards what it is that you want to experience, that maybe you want a do-over in something, or maybe you want a new experience of something. But this is also you, through mastering the situation you're in, that is also how you will reach this milestone that is so close to happening. We have the Five of Swords underneath the Ten of Wands. You know, there has been situations for you where you felt defeated. Maybe the way that you responded to feeling defeated and losing things that you actually needed, maybe the response made you feel changed in a way. Maybe you responded in a way that you were like, oh, I wish I didn't, or oh, I never thought I would respond in that way. Why did I? You know, that was also just to show you your full potential through showing you what is not for you. That is to help you, train you in deciding how you want to be, how you want to respond, and to teach you that, you know what, you're the boss. You're this, even if you're fragile, even if you're vulnerable, even if you have a lot of emotions, and even if you're this dreamy type of person, you can still ride this bear. You can tell it where to go, where to take you, when to protect you. And don't forget the message of this card of trust the unexpected. Because where you're at before the threshold and at the threshold, where you're going is so different from this that even you will be different. So you can't figure everything out from where you're at. You need to come into this position of these energies, and when you're there, you will be surprised at what it is that you want and how to go about it, because you will also see new versions of your own authority. We got the Three of Wands. You're definitely going there. And on your way there, there is healing for you. Healing energies available for you. And you will tap into them through your power. Through riding this bear. And the King of Cups again. You know, the King of Cups, and here with this unguarded card of this vulnerable person riding this majestic bear, of being unguarded, it is telling you that things that you haven't been able to do, maybe because, you know, there hasn't been the resources to do them, because maybe it requires some risk taking or something that requires resources that you don't have. You don't have the luxury of taking a risk, or you don't have the luxury of stepping into a certain space, because what is the luxury? Maybe it's energy, maybe it's money, maybe it's time, and you're like, I don't have that. That is what you also can start to expect when you cross the threshold, when you reach this milestone. So that is also why you can't really plan everything into the tiniest detail, because there are new experiences for you to have and to fully be in, that will be quite different from things that you've experienced before. Or it could also be like a do-over of things that you've had before, but this time around it will be like it will come into your life in a new package. Let's get out 2 messages for you that you can take with you after this reading. Change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. So yeah, this crossroad, it is the threshold that we've been talking about, that you're truly evolving in the way that you deal with life and the way that you deal with things that you don't want, to make sure that they actually don't show up again unless it's on your terms. Speaking of this revisitation sometimes that can be needed, but that it will be on your terms. And the second message is receiving. Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. This is you being the king of cups, the boss, the one riding this bear, but still being able to be who you are, being vulnerable, being emotional, being in contact with your heart, being fragile if that is where you are. And in that, also receiving guidance towards your own power, and having the ability to have both, both being vulnerable and fragile, but also powerful and in your own authority, and receiving this milestone that you will reach after this threshold that you will soon step into, or that you will soon step out of. Okay, group 1, this was your reading. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and Happy New Year. Hello, group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. You chose Rumi, one of history's most beloved poets and mystics. Imagine that combo. His works transcend time and culture. It speaks to the universal human experience of love, longing, and divine connection. He was a master of Sufi mysticism, and because of that, his poetry often explores the soul's journey towards unity with the divine, and his works offer us timeless insights into the nature of existence and the power of love. What I'm getting for you, group 2, is the experience of profound love and connection that will be available for you very soon. It will, for some of you, be like a rebirth for you, towards you, in a way you've never experienced before, and that will also influence every part of your life. For others, it will be a connection that will offer you this experience, and it can of course be any type of connection, because truly all of the types of connections that are in existence, they offer the same, or they carry and offer the same profound love experience. And of course, there are also some of you that will experience both of these profound love experiences, both with a connection, but also with a connection with yourself. And if there is like, maybe you wonder, like, what is for me? Which group do I belong to? Then I would definitely advise you to to take out your own deck and look into this question so that you know which one, what type of experience will be available for you very soon when it comes to connection and this deep experience of love. You got the Seven of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. So it's very obvious that you've gone through a lot when it comes to connections and love. It can of course be in every connection, but what I'm getting is very much when it comes to romantic connections, that you could have gone through a lot of experiences that left you feeling almost, what's the word that I'm looking for? You know the experiences that we sometimes can have when we almost feel like maybe it's best that I just like play dead. You know, that is how unsafe the situation can be when you know, like, no matter what I do now, it won't turn out well for me. Like, I can be put in very bad situations no matter what I do now. So maybe it's best for me to just like play dead. You know, that type of energies is what I'm getting for you, that it could have left you in a place of just not wanting, because you don't want to experience that again. You drew the conclusion that maybe it's best for me to actually just take me out of the equation altogether. So this new experience that you are moving towards of deep, profound love, no matter what it is, like if it is with you, if it is with the divine, if it is with another person, that is to come to show you that reality has many aspects to it when it comes to connections and love. And what you've experienced that could have shaped the way that you want to be or not be part of that experience, it will get healed. And I'm almost getting that the word is not fixed. It's not that it will get fixed, because actually your reaction and your response to what happened, that doesn't need to be fixed, because it was actually the perfect response. Like, the way you responded was the way you should respond to a situation that makes you feel that if I play dead, that's the only way for me to stay safe. Why should that be fixed? That should be applauded, and you should write a guideline of how to do that, like how to survive in this situation, play dead, and this is how you do it, because that is what was needed, and you got that, and you did that, and that's why you're still here. So nothing about that needs to be fixed. What needs to be experienced. It is another aspect of how connections can be. Let's look into what astrological influences are available in this reading. Okay, we got Aries, we got Libra, and Mercury. There's something here about the inner chatter that you have, or the inner dialogues that you keep with yourself when it comes to your emotions and you being fragile, you being vulnerable. That could be mirroring someone else, how someone else talked to you. You know, it could be a parent, it could be the first person to give you an experience of a love connection that molded who you are, that shaped a lot of the way that you want to be or not be, or how to be in the equation of love connections. Look into that, the way that you talk about yourself when it comes to the softest parts of you, when it comes to you making mistakes, you maybe showing up in ways that you didn't want to. Like, how do you speak to yourself when you do that, when you mess up, when you behave in a way that you're like, oh my God, I know I can do better. Yeah, maybe the next time, you know, but how do you speak to yourself when it comes to that? You looking into the inner dialogue you have about the most vulnerable, and I'm gonna do, like, you know, these air quotes when I say weak parts of you, because that is part of you healing the love connection energies that you've gone through. That seems to be a crucial part for you, and that is very much available for you right now also. Oh yeah, and I forgot to say that what I gave you, it is the general message for this whole group. But of course, Aries, Mercury, and Libra could be the specifics for some of you, that you could have Mercury in your first house. You could also have Mercury in Libra or Aries. Libra and Aries can also be one of the big threes for you. So those were the specifics. You got white dress, appearances, society, gender. And tree, wisdom, good roots and connections. If you were drawn to group 1, there's definitely a message there for you. It was very powerful, so trust your intuition in that case. Okay, so there's something about your identity and the role that you play in connections that need to be uprooted and then downrooted and then go even further down and being more and more grounded. Why? So that you can reach higher and higher levels of experiences. Because what you need to experience, it is your full potential in connections. It is also for you to be able to experience the true, authentic expression of who you are when you share space with someone else that actually has a lot of influence over you. You need to know that you can be part of that equation. And for you to know that, you need to have a new corrective experience. You need to have one experience that corrects the old ones. That experience is connected to your identity, and that identity some parts of it needs to be uprooted. And that could actually just mean that you need to take those roots and plant them in someone else's garden. That they need to be in new soil. And when they are there and the tree just loves the soil that it has its roots buried in, and it's just like, oh my God, here's all the nutrients I want. There's a lot of water here. Oh, now I'm getting a new experience. Now I can put the past behind. Why? Because I'm getting a new experience that can shape my future. You got Elixir, card number 10. Your wish is granted. Okay. You know, part of you speaking in a nice and kind way with yourself, it can also be that you protect the wish that you actually have to experience a profound, deep love connection. Protect that wish if that wish is directly towards a love connection, romantic love or friendship. Maybe you've never experienced the BFF experience. Then protect that wish. Speak softly to yourself when that wish comes up. Speak in the way that you would speak to a child that just wants like something basic, you know, something that is fully available for it. Like, yeah, of course you can get it. What? Like, why are you even asking for it? Like, it's right in front of you, you know, that way. Speak very kindly and softly to yourself when that wish comes up. Because why should you scare yourself into thinking that something that is actually or will be available for you with this your wishes granted card? Why should you scare yourself into thinking that it's not for you? Why should it be for other people but not for you? You need to protect your wish to experience something beautiful because that is also for you. Why shouldn't it be? Nightingale. Again, there's something about communication, and there's like this mirroring going on that the more you speak the truth towards yourself, the more the truth will also be spoken back to you. There's someone here in this group that has like a wish list that can seem a little bit like out of this place or a little bit too much, or who do you think you are, like just settle down or something like that. I don't know, but even for you, you should believe in the wishes that you have that are connected to experiences, some specifics about deep connections and profound love. You know, you can of course look into the lists that you have of what it is that you want to experience or the qualities that your person should have, and you can look into that and see like what is illusion and what is truth, what is authentic, And then trust yourself in how you guide yourself through that. But even if you would come across something that is an illusion, even in that, there is some truth to it. Even in that, there's some truth that wants to be communicated to you. And even in illusion, you can be kind to yourself and speak softly to yourself. But first, allow your dream or your wish to be able to just come up from the inside and speak to you. And when it speaks, just listen and don't interrupt, and don't tell it that it's wrong or that it shouldn't expect what it is expecting. And then after that, you start telling yourself exactly what it is that your wish is telling you. And then the last step, the third step, will be that your outside will start telling you the same beautiful messages back to you. Oh, it's upside down. The Empress. She's the one that has it all. Simply by just being herself and accepting herself and knowing how beautiful she is, even when she messes up, even when she makes mistakes, even the first minutes of the morning without her being this dressed up. She just loves herself. She's also in a relationship, right? She is the counterpart of another person. And when she's there and she shares the space, her space with the Emperor, she's still in control over herself. She still prioritizes what it is that she loves and what it is that she wants to experience. You know, to put it very simply with this card, the Empress has a life that she loves because she also has connections that she loves. She's ruled by Venus, so Venus could also be very significant for someone in this group. Home life is important for her too. And to have a home life that represents who she is, where she can express who she is. Underneath the deck we have the 10 of Wands. Again, group 1 is coming through very strongly for you, so go check that out. But there are things that are not quite put in place yet when it comes to the experiences that you want to have. But they are on their way to you. Why are they on their way to you? It is to correct past experiences so that you can step into the position in life when you are in connections with other people without having to compromise who you are or what it is that you love or how you want to live your life. That it will actually be like, you know, counterparts, perfect match. We have the temperance of learning how to do something that is very hard, that can at first glance seem to be impossible. But you're like, you know what? I'm going for it. Not everything that is impossible is truly impossible. So I'm gonna go ahead and become the alchemist of my life and figure out how to do this. And I'm gonna give it a chance. And I'm gonna mix things up. And then you will get the result that you want. That is also, you know, the Empress. She is sitting in the results that you wanted. The Temperance creates the result that she wants, even if it seems impossible at first glance. And yeah, of course, you got the Ten of Cups in the middle of your reading. Like all the energies are just like circulating the Ten of Cups for you. The Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. There is definitely the energies of collaboration when it comes like between you and life, you know, you doing what it is that you need to do to prepare yourself. You've gotten some advice in this reading that you know best what to do with, but when it comes to the inner dialogues that you have and how it will be presented to you on your outside, that you can do what it is that you can do and then leave the rest to life to come and correct things for you. We also see this collaboration here, you know, you and life, you doing what it is that you can do, but also being fully aware that you can't control everything, and that is where life comes in and collaborates with you. But the Ten of Cups is definitely a card that showcases harmonious relationships, family life, also with the Empress, that is a strong mother archetype, mother energies. This is like family, so even if it is a BFF or a business partner, they will come through and show up in your life in the same loyal way as is natural in a family dynamic that is healthy. Another way to put this is that with the work that you're doing when it comes to healing yourself from the past experiences in life or in love, and the work that life is doing to give you experiences that will correct the past experiences, that is bringing you towards harmonious, happy, and healthy relationships that will be your family. Okay, so I just want to give you two messages that you hopefully can take with you after this reading. And the first one is sacrifice, and it says, sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. Yeah, sacrificing the past for the future. Letting go of the past. But for you, in what is very specific for you in this reading is that you can let go of the past because of how the future will show up for you. You can let go of past experiences because the new experience will correct your perception of connections. And the second message for you is surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. So sacrifice and surrender, they carry the same type of energies of collaboration with life, actually. Then knowing that you can do what it is that you can do, that is the Two of Wands energies. And also allowing life to show up in the way that is the right time for life to show up for you. Okay. Yeah, so I will end your reading here, group 2. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and Happy New Year. Hello, Group 3. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. You chose Green Tara, the mother of liberation, the goddess of compassion, action, and protection. She is especially known for how swiftly she responds to prayers and her ability to guide us through challenges and fears. She is a reminder of the potential we have to overcome obstacles and move through the shifts of life. And what I'm getting for you, Group 3, there is something in your life that is urgent, something you need that hasn't quite appeared yet. The message for you in this reading will be about this very thing. Okay, let's see. You got Judgment in reverse, Nine of Swords upright, and the Chariot in reverse. Okay, so there's like stuckness, wanting a second chance and not getting it, or wanting to move on and not having it available for you. There is the thing that you need and that hasn't quite appeared. It could very much be actually like a shift or a change, and that is quite telling because of the shift that the whole humanity is going through right now, with 1 year ending and a new one beginning. But I actually love that the first part of your reading is an advice coming through for you, that you could be misinterpreting your situation. And how do you know if this advice is for you? It is if you are judging yourself very harshly when you look at your situation or your circumstance that you need to experience a change in, and that hasn't quite changed yet. That you could be overly critical towards yourself and blaming yourself, and just seeing maybe the way that you put yourself in this situation, or you created the situation, or something like that. And let me just tell you that that is a misinterpretation of what is going on, okay? That you can actually, there is like, the way that you're looking at your situation could be like poisoning your mind and robbing you of yourself right now. And it's like there is just a need for you to integrate more kindness into the mental conversation that you have with yourself, because there is clearly some wounds that have been stirred up for you by being in this urgent situation that you're in, that has like poked on some very infected wounds that you have. And like, I don't know why, but I'm getting like when these wounds show up for you and you try to deal with them or look at them, that it almost makes you even more frustrated, or it makes you feel even more misplaced. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I'm sure that at least for some of you that makes sense. But the thing is that there is also some aspects of your situation that isn't just depending on you. It could be some learned behavior that needed to play itself out to come up to the surface and to be healed. And when that happens, it doesn't happen for you to blame yourself or critique yourself. That is a crucial part of life moving through you so that you can heal. You can also be blaming yourself and critiquing yourself very harshly because you haven't moved as much as you wanted or moved as fast as you want. Maybe you're not where you want to be. Even that is like, I want to say, like a holy phase of your path. There's just a deep need for kindness towards yourself when you look at your situation, that you can, sometimes the people that are the harshest with themselves and judging themselves the hardest, it can also be because they know their potential. They know the capacity they have to move on, create things, getting the things that they want. They know they can do that. So when they don't, they look at themselves immediately like, what's wrong with you? Why are you not being the best version of yourself? So that also speaks to just your capacity, your potential, how amazing you are. But you are right now almost weaponizing your potential against you. Like the best characteristics that you have, that you're almost using it to poison yourself, instead of just like, you know what? Crap happens sometimes. Sometimes everyone gets stuck. And maybe that is also necessary for some things to be healed. Like, why am I like pointing guns towards myself and judging myself and beating myself down? Like, this has nothing to do with my capacity, with my potential. I'm still great. I still have all of that potential. Let's just see what astrological influences are available for you in this reading. Jupiter, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Oh, one thing after the other. You need to allow the process to happen, guys. Yeah, you're just like in the middle of a process. So no wonder that you feel like your situation is urgent. But that is the general message when it comes to the astrological influences. The specifics are Jupiter in Capricorn or Jupiter in Sagittarius. Capricorn and Sagittarius could also be very significant in your birth chart. They could be one of the big threes. You could have Jupiter in your first house. Also, if you felt drawn to group 1, I feel like there could be a lot of messages there for you. So trust your intuition if it was like guiding you towards that. But listen, guys, you are in the middle of a life-changing process. So please be the most loving and kind you could ever be towards yourself. Okay, this is not easy. This is not because of you. You haven't done anything wrong, okay? Even if you're stuck because you messed up, believe me when I tell you that the energies that are coming through, they're not coming through to tell you, yeah, it's because you messed up. No, like you should take that messing up as something sacred, as something that was important to happen, that will shape the path that you will continue going on. But no wonder you live with this feeling of things being urgent. Because they are. This is so crucial and so important. Like, I don't know how to tell you this because I don't want to like downplay your experience of how you are experiencing your situation. But like even you being stuck, even you like maybe going back a couple of steps, you not being where you want to be. I don't want to downplay that you don't want that experience, but I also want to just show you the energies that are showing up, that this is an important part of your life. This isn't happening just because, you know, life is bored and needs some drama. Like, there's a purpose here. But you need to take it one step at a time. Allow the process to happen. I know it's hard. I know it's painful. But guys, you got Jupiter. It's like the lucky planet showing you that the astrological energies that are available to you, that are influencing your situation right now, even if they feel cursed, it will turn into luck and expansion and great shifts that will keep on helping you evolve towards the life that you want. You got doll, illusion, old wounds, childhood. Oh, there's where the judgment could be coming from, the judging yourself, critiquing yourself, that maybe you know that you were born with amazing capacity, you know? That's just how you are. But maybe there was an imbalance that happened early on for you in how you view yourself because of how amazing you are. Maybe that thing of you being competent and amazing, that it carries like a shadow effect that is right now being exposed to be healed. And we got milk with nourishment, parents, nostalgia. Okay, so there's a lot of like childhood energies coming through, but also like we have one in the past position and one in the future position of telling you that why this is happening, why you could feel stuck and feel like your life is right now like in an urgent phase where you need things to shape up now, you need to be saved now, you need things to happen now. You know, that is the experience that children can have. And when they have that, they need to be met. They need to be like in someone's arms. They're not supposed to meet those urgent energies by themselves. So what is the message for you? This is happening because you need to parent yourself. You need to evolve through you parenting yourself, learning how to take care of yourself in the midst of those urgent energies and listen to those needs. This isn't happening to show you that you're wrong about you or life. This is actually happening to show you that you are right about you and life and what it is that you can do in life. But there's a process of healing some aspects that is connected to how amazing you are, that could be carrying some shadow aspects from your childhood, and now healing it. You know, milk is nourishing. It's like, you know, milk and honey, that saying, it's almost like a blessing. Not only are you amazing, you will also be your biggest blessing in this. But step by step, this is a process to heal some things that have been going on that is connected to your potential and your competence. House of Love, card number 21. You shall be loved. Wow, that's a strong message for you. You creating the book, the chapters, the sentences in it, rewriting it, rewriting your story connected to your, this is like the magician, right? Like creating something, you knowing what it is that you can create, but you also rewriting the stories that you've been told about yourself when it comes to your competence and potential and what it is that you can do, that you were born with some great gifts that are definitely available for you to use to create your life, but there's a shadow aspect of it. It needs to be rewritten by you as a grown-up, where you parent yourself. That is the rewriting of it. Oh, you got camel. Okay, so here's the thing with Jupiter, Sagittarius, Capricorn, camel. The message is just so simple for it. You can go exactly how far you want to go. Again, that is speaking to your potential and your competence when it comes to the gifts that you were just born with. You can create what it is that you want to create. That is not an illusion. But this child within you, it needs to be freed from the shadow aspect of being amazing. Because right now it is being quite heavy. And you know this to be heavy by the wound that was triggered by you not being where you want to be, or being stuck, feeling stuck. The way that you interpret that. Okay? King of Swords. Yeah, I love this energy. Listen, it's just the shadow aspect of being amazing, and then you will be just as amazing as you've always been, but you will have the liberation, the freedom to not experience it backfiring at you in the phases of life when, you know, life goes like an inhale, exhale. That is how life is. Not every part of life will always expand. Sometimes it will redraw or draw back. And that is also needed. That is why we exhale and inhale. But you could be responding in a very like self-punishing way when life just shows up the way life shows up for everyone, while by sometimes standing still, by sometimes retrieving, going backwards, you know, with air quotes, as it may feel sometimes. But you almost like weaponize it against you. So you can be freed from that. And wasn't that like the first message with Green Tara, you know, the mother of liberation? There is liberation for you, the King of Swords. It's just like, you know, full speed ahead. Like you can do whatever it is that you want. You're so amazing. You're so strong. You're just so beautiful. And what it is that you want, the gifts that you were born with, they are here to tell you what type of life it is that you can create for you. Just full speed ahead, but with lighter luggage. Liberating yourself from how you can view things sometimes, and that perception can be like poison to you. Like, why do that? What is happening now, like with stuckness and not being where you are, where you want to be, that happens to every human being, because that is life. while others may be, take a break. Like, yeah, okay, I'll just relax now. You use it to almost like, how could this happen? How could I allow this to happen? How can I do this? Like there's something wrong. There's something that needs to be fixed. And it's actually that chatter that needs to be fixed, much more than the outer circumstance. The outer circumstance is just a reflection of the natural dynamics of life. What can we do about it? Nothing. We can't change it. But we can rest when life is like, okay, everything stands still now, and then we can move when things start to expand. But yeah, your future is bright. Like, what can I tell you? Like, your future is also lighter than it has been before when it comes to the things that you want to create that are connected to your gifts, what it is that you want to create. Underneath the deck, we have justice. This is coming through truly as like, balancing experiences out so that you become the truest version of you by knowing what to do when one scale is a little bit heavier and then the other scale gets a little bit heavier, and like, oh, this is life. Okay. You don't have to like it, okay? You don't have to like it, but it will be easier for you to know how to go about it so that eventually the scales will be evened out. There's also like a purpose thing with this. That you having this shadow aspect could be like hindering your purpose by having the scales too uneven. But when they get evened out, it's like you get one step closer to your purpose also. And that is like the future aspect of your reading, like full speed ahead. Just like when things start to expand again, because that is also part of life, then you will just be like, yes, Sagittarius, Jupiter, like this. Four of Cups. Yeah, the Selkie transforming between like a seal and a human, a seal and going between these two aspects, these two realities. That is also part of your mastery, part of what it is that you're learning. That, oh, yeah, I have these gifts, I am amazing, but not every phase of life will be about expansion in that area. Sometimes I will be a seal in the water, and sometimes I will be this mermaid, and I will learn how to go in between those two. It's like the justice card, the balancing two versions, balancing them out. The Wheel of Fortune, are you kidding me? Underneath Jupiter, you know that Jupiter carries the Wheel of Fortune with its energies. And you got it straight. Like, guys, you're gonna have an amazing future, okay? You're gonna do what it is that you want to do. You will expand. You will get unstuck. You will get to be where it is that you want to be. But right now, you need to learn the lessons of the shadow aspects of having great gifts, of being amazing, then being liberated from that. There's something that you want to create, something like an experience that you want to have in life that is very grand, but not for you. It's not too big for you. It's not. You can go with Jupiter as much as it wants to expand. You can go with that and follow that through. You got the 10 of Wands. Yeah, on the brink of that. There's something about two versions, two places, two, like going between two. The more you learn to balance those out, the closer you actually are to experiencing how it is to exist in balance within your truest potential. And when you're there, that is also where you will experience how amazing and big your truest potential is. And the 3 of Cups. You know, it will be easier for you. Easier times will come for you, definitely. But I also get why you could, let's keep the justice here, why you could feel, you know, this thing that we've been talking about, the urgency. I totally get that. Things will get easier. You're moving towards an amazing future for you. There's just these two versions, these two spaces. Learn how to be in both of them. Like, learn how to be in the inhale and in the exhale of life's phases. And that is when you will find like true mastery. That is when you will step into your purpose. That is when you will be like full speed ahead and just go for it, because you can do that. And that is also like how you should experience life. But what is happening now is also important. It's not against you. It's not because of you. It is just life showing up the way life shows up for everyone. Yeah. Let's get 2 messages for you that you hopefully can take with you after this reading. Okay, so you got expansiveness, of course. You got Jupiter expansiveness. And this card says, eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. Okay. So that is how you expand, right? Believing in eternity as the future, you know, the future aspect of existence. But also learning how to be in that space where the ego is triggered, where that aspect is like coming to fully alive, but also learning how to move between them and knowing that both are part of reality. And there's nothing wrong with knowing that you rather want to be like in the future, in the eternity, more than the ego, or where you feel constrained and exhausted. But knowing also that when that happens, when you feel constrained and exhausted, that you didn't do anything wrong. You don't need to weaponize that circumstance and use it against you. You can just let it be, let it rest. You can rest, because then eternity will happen. You know, the archetype of eternity, like the future will happen and become your present. And we got individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. So we've been talking about this, right? That what is going on right now in your life, it is to teach you something about yourself, about your truest potential, and how to exist in your truest potential in a way that is authentic for you. And that is the earth school about it all. So just take it step by step. Trust the process. Don't use what is happening against you. Don't criticize yourself because of where you are. And just trust that soon things will shift. You will start to move ahead. In what way? Full speed way. And I'm very glad for you, Group 3, because of that. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will end your reading here, and Happy New Year.